It's 11 p.m. You're lying in bed staring at the ceiling. You had one job today. One thing that actually mattered. You didn't do it. And the worst part? You knew you were going to do this before the day even started. You watched yourself do it. Like a passenger in your own life. That's not laziness. That's not a discipline problem. That's self-sabotage. And it has a reason. Several of them. Let's go through every single one.
Reason 1, you fear success more than failure. Everyone talks about fear of failure. Nobody talks about fear of success. But watch what happens to the person who keeps stopping themselves right before the finish line. Success means change. Change means becoming someone different. And becoming someone different means the version of you that exists right now, the one your friends recognize, your family expects, your own identity is built around, has to die. That's not weakness. That's not drama. That's your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do. Carl Jung called it the shadow. The part of you that resists transformation not because it's evil, but because it's trying to protect the self it knows. Failure is familiar. Success is unknown. And the brain will always choose familiar pain over unknown reward. What most people miss? This protection mechanism worked perfectly when you were a kid. It just never got the update that the threats aren't real anymore. You're still running 10-year-old software on an adult life.
Reason 2, you were punished for winning. At some point, probably before you were 10, you did something well. You got excited, you showed people, you stood out. And someone shut it down. A parent who said, "Don't get too big for your boots." A teacher who made an example of you. A friend group where success made you the target. So your brain learned the lesson. Performing gets you hurt. Stay small. Stay safe. Stay average. Gabor Mate spent 30 years documenting this in everyone from addicts to Fortune 500 CEOs. The same pattern. Early wound. Learned smallness. Lifetime of self-interruption dressed up as bad luck or poor discipline. You're not self-sabotaging because you're broken. You're self-sabotaging because it worked as a survival strategy. And nobody ever told you that you could unlearn it. What most people miss? You're not fighting laziness. You're fighting a 10-year-old's logic that has been running your life on autopilot ever since.
Reason 3, your identity doesn't match your goals. You want to be fit, but you've called yourself someone who hates the gym for 8 years. You want to build something, but your whole personality is being the reliable employee. You want the relationship, but your entire sense of self is built around being independent. James Clear put it plainly in Atomic Habits. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you believe you are. Set a goal that contradicts your identity, and your subconscious will quietly destroy it. Every time. Not out of malice, out of consistency. The brain hates contradiction more than it hates suffering. What most people miss? Willpower doesn't fix this. Vision boards don't fix this. The only thing that fixes this is changing the story you tell about who you are. Identity first. Behavior follows. Always in that order. Reason 4, you're addicted to the preparation. Planning feels like progress. Researching feels like working. Buying the notebook, downloading the app, watching the 14th YouTube video on the subject, all of it lights up the same reward circuits as actually doing the thing. Except you never do the thing. You've been getting ready to get ready for 2 years. Stephen Pressfield called this resistance. The invisible force that will let you do anything, absolutely anything, except the work that actually matters. And the sneaky part is, resistance is most powerful right before the breakthrough. The closer you are, the harder it pushes back. What most people miss? Preparation addiction is procrastination wearing a productivity costume. The cure isn't more planning. It's a hard deadline and someone watching. Accountability isn't soft. It's the mechanism that makes humans follow through.
Reason 5, you don't believe you deserve it. Not consciously. You'd never say that out loud. But watch what happens when things start going well. You pick a fight for no reason. You miss a week after a month of consistency. You spend the money the moment it arrives. That's not coincidence. That's a deserving threshold. Brené Brown has documented this for 20 years. She calls it foreboding joy. The moment things feel too good, your brain sends up a flare, prepares for the loss, starts the burn before someone else can start it for you. Everyone has an internal ceiling for how much good they'll allow before they subconsciously destroy it. If chaos was normal, peace will feel dangerous. If struggle was normal, ease will feel suspicious. What most people miss, this isn't a motivation problem. No amount of hustle content fixes a low-deserving ceiling. This one needs real work. Journaling, therapy, honest conversations. The unglamorous stuff nobody makes content about. But the people who do it quietly become unrecognizable in 3 years.
Reason 6. The goal isn't actually yours. This one I know personal. I spent years building toward a version of success that looked right on paper. The markers were all there. The trajectory made sense. People around me approved. And I kept stopping myself, kept finding reasons to slow down, sidestep, delay. I thought I was broken. I wasn't broken. The goal was wrong. It was built from what my environment told me to want, not from what I actually wanted. Viktor Frankl wrote that the greatest human need is not pleasure or power. It's meaning. And you cannot sustain movement toward a goal that carries no meaning for you personally. Your subconscious knows the difference, even when your conscious mind is still convincing itself. Whose dream is it, really? Your parents wanted you successful, so you chased success. Society handed you the template, so you followed the template. Your friends were all doing it, so you assumed it must be right. And you've been grinding toward a finish line you don't actually care about crossing. What most people miss, half the people watching this aren't failing at their goals. They're succeeding at the wrong ones and calling it failure because they don't have language for what's actually happening. The self-sabotage isn't the problem. The goal is.
So here's where you are now. You know it's fear of success. You know it's an old survival strategy. You know it's an identity mismatch. You know it's preparation addiction. You know it's a deserving ceiling. You know it might not even be your goal. Knowing doesn't fix it. Here's what does. One of those reasons hit differently when you read it. You felt it in your chest before your brain could argue with it. That one is yours. Not all 6, just that one. Sit with it tonight. Get honest about where it came from. Make one decision differently because of it tomorrow. Not a new system, not a full reset. One decision. Viktor Frankl survived Nazi concentration camps and came out the other side saying the last human freedom is the choice of how to respond to your circumstances. You're not in a concentration camp. You're lying in bed at 11 p.m. arguing with yourself about a goal. You already have the freedom he was talking about. Stop scrolling. Go use it.